Hello, and welcome to Dickinson's Real Deal. On this show, we help members of the public to get the very best price for their antiques and valuables. You all get a choice. Sit down with one of our regular dealers. Now, they're going to try and buy your treasures off you for a sum of money passed over the table today.
250. What do you think about that?
I think you would have to double it.
If I don't think that's enough money, I'm going to advise you to say no. Have a gamble, go to auction, and hopefully we will get you a little bit more money there.
260, 280, a 280 bid 300.
I shall always be on hand at all times to help and advise you. Today the show comes to you from Colwyn Bay in North Wales. There's a huge crowd of people have turned up. They've brought along their treasures. They are determined to do business. They want to walk away with cash in their pocket or gamble and go to auction. But either way, they want the real deal.
The goods are mounting up and the dealers are diving in. So let's get over to Karen Delmeny's table, where Jacqueline's hoping for an offer worth writing home about.
We brought along an inkwell. We're hoping to get around about 100 to 150 on the item.
Let's see what Karen thinks.
Quite a delightful little item I've got here. Is this yours?
It's not, it's my dad's item.
And where's Dad?
Dad's behind me because he didn't want to be on camera today.
Good. So he's sent you along instead, has he?
Has, yes.
To represent the family.
Yeah.
And where did Dad get this from originally?
It was his mum's. Obviously, he's not sure how long that she had it for, but it's been in the family for several years.
And why has anyone decided to sell it?
He's been talking about it for a long time, getting it valued. It sits on the shelf doing nothing, so...
So I've got to do my best attempt, have
That's
I?
it, yeah.
Right. Well, I mean, this item, like a lot of things, screams Art Nouveau at you, doesn't it? On the top here, we've got this beautiful brass lid. We've got the holly and we've got the berries. And then we've got this glass base here, very sort of Lutz, there's a factory called Lutz style, beautiful art glass. So if I just lift the lid there, that's nice to see. We've got the little liner that's there, and there's some interesting writing on the lid as well, isn't there, I can see. Let's have a quick look. Okay. It's German, and with that registration number 168180, it's around 1890.
Oh, right, so it's older than we thought. We thought it was about 1920s, so...
I love the sort of sinuous design on this. It's just beautiful, isn't it? And the glass will be really iridescent, very sort of petrol, you know, if you put petrol and water, it gives that
definitely.
Same shape. All those purples and mauves, and almost a bit like a dragonfly, isn't it, with that design? Fantastic. I mean, it's a quality piece.
Thank you.
Let's hope I give you a quality price.
Okay.
It is a commercial bit. It's something I can sell. It's something I think there are collectors for. People who like Art Nouveau glass, people who just like Art Nouveau, or inkwell collectors. So I think it's going to hit 3 markets, which is good news for me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 100, Jacqueline, 120, £140.
Okay.
There's a big grin on your face there.
Obviously, I'm selling it on someone else's behalf, so Is there any way we could have an extra £10 on there at all?
That's Dad's instructions, is it? I can't believe that I have got that close to Dad's instructions, and I will be delighted to put another 10 down. So that's 1.5. Dad's going to be happy with that?
Yes, he certainly
will. And you're going to get something out of it?
I certainly will. I hope I get a pint tonight.
Yeah, I do too. Well done, Jacqueline. You've done well.
We didn't quite expect to get that much, so the extra £10 was a bonus.
Clean little number, Art Nouveau. Who can go wrong?
We'll see if you can sell it on successfully then, Karen. Next up, it's Helen Gardner with Lindsay and her 14 Dinky toys.
What do I want for them? I would hope to come away with a good couple of hundred, I think.
Best get into gear then.
Tell me about these lovely little Dinky toys.
Well, basically, when I was a child, I think I must have been a bit of a tomboy. I used to save up my pocket money and go and buy them.
Did you buy them new?
Yes.
And you've kept them all this time?
Yes.
Pity you didn't keep the boxes, Lindsay.
Well, at 6 years old, I think that was the least of my problems.
The only thing is the collectors want them with the boxes.
I know, and they seem to want perfect boxes as well.
Perfect toys. A thing should not exist, but that's what they collect. But you've got some nice ones here. I love the Charabang. I think that's fantastic.
It's a
little
nice
Dinky.
old bus, isn't
I
it?
love it. 1950s, this
50s,
kind of bus?
I would think, because it would
But
have
it
been
might-
mid-50s I was
Yes,
collecting.
when you were collecting them, but they might have made it to look like an earlier
Yep,
era.
could have done.
Because I think that looks like a 40s bus, but it's lovely. And I love this little Ford over here and the little tractor. Now, why are you selling your toys, Lindsay?
I'm going to downsize, and as you can see, there's some water damage on the box here.
Yeah.
And I'd had them stored in a barn, and they got a bit damp. So I thought, well, before they get any more damaged and ruined, it was time to pass them on to
Time
someone
to
who would
pass them on.
appreciate them more.
I know. Well, I do like them. Let's put some money on the table. £20, £40, £60. How's that looking for your toys?
In a word, miserable.
£80 for your toys. Here's David, he'll give you some advice.
Well, that doesn't sound very much money at all, Lindsay, to me.
I
does
would
it?
agree with you.
I mean, the independent valuers and the auctioneer are saying 1 to 150, and I'm thinking to myself, this Chipperfield's little carrier for polar bears looks quite interesting to me.
That's nice. I love this one. I love
This kind of combined harvester.
Yeah, that's probably the one with the biggest price ticket, I would think.
There are 14 items here. I mean, at £10 a piece, it's £140 worth. So I think more money or worth a gamble at auction. Sometimes there are oddments here that can surprise you in the auction, and it may well be the Chipperfield circus wagon.
Well, David's advice is very good, as always, and maybe I'm being a bit mean, so I better put a little bit more down. There's 100. There's 120. There's £130. How are you feeling about my offer now, Lindsay?
It feels a little better.
Just a little bit better.
Yes.
Well,
yes.
just you think now that you've got to get about 160 or something like that at auction to come out
Oh,
with
yes,
that.
that's appreciated.
What
Would
do
you
you-
be prepared to stretch it by a bottle of malt?
Well, no, there's bottles of malts and bottles of malts. 135. Now look, that's me getting up there. I think I'm going to have to stick there.
Would you not consider £10 an item?
So
And
you're
then
saying
I
if I put £140 on the table, we'd have a deal?
Yes.
Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Because you're such a good sport. There's your extra fiver, that's £140. Do we have a deal, Lindsay?
We do.
Good, it's been a great pleasure and I love your toys. Thank you so much
I
for
hope you
bringing
enjoy
them.
them.
So what about that 200 quid you wanted, Lindsay?
I took the 140 because there was the risk if I went to auction, I could get something similar or just above, and then by the time you've removed the auctioneer's commission plus VAT, you're back in the same square.
You savvy thing, you. We're really in the fast lane today. There's more transport memorabilia over on David Ford's table. Lois has brought in her centenary TT crash helmet. The TT is a prestigious motorcycle race held on the Isle of Man every year. Will David be impressed?
Lois, sitting on this podium, some extraordinary things have passed in front of me over the years, but this really does take the biscuit.
I thought it would.
A crash helmet. It's covered in signatures of what? Senior TT winners?
No, all the winners of the TT 2007 and some of the old riders.
Oh, right.
2007 was the 100 years of the TT.
Yes.
So it's an important helmet, this one.
It would be.
And John McGuinness is on it, which is round here. And John McGuinness did 130 miles an hour round the TT course.
Really?
Oh, yeah, you can't beat John McGuinness.
No, no, indeed not.
That one's Agostini. And then we've got Phil Reed here.
Yes. You actually went to these people and said, would you sign my helmet?
A lot of them know me because I go to the TT and the Manx twice a year.
Oh, you do?
Oh, yes, I'm marshal at the racing. We marshal at Hilbury.
So you're a very serious biker, aren't you?
Yes.
I don't know much about motorcycling and
Yeah.
motorcycle racing, I have to say. But this is obviously quite a serious collector's item.
It is.
I mean, what am I going to offer you for it? I don't know. £100, £70,
Well, that
80?
wouldn't be enough, would it?
No, probably not.
No.
If an auction room can really do their job well
Yes.
and get the right buyers in the room on the day,
Yeah.
then this could fetch a premium. And you've only got to get two people who really want it, who compete like
Who's as
mad.
mad as me.
And it'll go through the roof,
Yeah.
won't it? So off to auction. Is that what you're going to do?
I will, thank you very much.
And it's been lovely meeting you. And what an
Okay.
interesting story.
Thank you very much, David.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Shame the crash helmet didn't rev up David's engine. Let's speed over to the sale room to see if it's a hit there. Auctioneer Simon Bauer has his gavel at the ready.
Now, this helmet is signed by these illustrious people, but the most important thing is it is for the Rob Vine Fund, the air ambulance. God forbid there should be an accident and so forth. This is to provide the air ambulance. It's coming up now. I don't know if we've got any TT fans here today. Fingers crossed they are.
The 2007 TT helmet, interest for me straight in at a very low £50, but it's a start at 50 bid 60. At £60 I'm bid, at 60 bid, £60, 70, at 70 bid, 70 bid, 80, £80, 90, 90 bid 100, 110.
It's creeping over 100. £110.
At 110 a bid, it's on the phone, you're all out in the room. 120, 30, thank you sir, 130, 130 bid.
£130.
Hammer's up there at 130 and away.
OK, gavel has gone down at £130. No commission, no deductions. It's going to the Rob Vine Ambulance Fund. Lois, first reaction?
Bit disappointed, but...
Bit disappointed?
Yeah.
Expectation was a little bit higher. On the day, the real deal brum, was here in the sale room. 130 quid.
Coming up.
240. 260. You're so definite, aren't you? She's going nope, 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 nope.
Can Corrie get the answer she's looking for?
Welcome back to Dickinson's Real Deal.
It's all go in the den today, so let's get over to Corrie Jeffrey's table, where Audrey thinks her snuff boxes won't be sniffed at.
I'm hoping to get about 200 to 300 for them. I hope Corrie's been generous today.
Well, don't worry, Audrey. They've caught the eye of the Duke and auctioneer Simon Bauer, so they're standing by to make sure Corrie's offer's on the nose.
I am absolutely fascinated by these. Can you tell me where they came from or anything about them?
Well, they were my father-in-law's. He collected them, and I inherited them.
So what made you bring them today?
Well, they've been in the drawer, and I've been wondering about taking them to auction or to an antique dealer, and I just never came round to it. So I thought, well, this is a good time to do it.
You are so right, and I am so lucky to be sitting opposite you. I loved these. Before we smoked cigarettes or pipes, there was another way of taking in tobacco, of imbibing tobacco, and that was in the form of snuff, a ground powder that you took a little bit, put it on your hand and sniffed it up. And you had the same effect as if you were smoking or inhaling. So let's start with this one.
Yes.
This is what they call bog oak.
Yes, I didn't know that.
And here we have a name, and it says Blarney.
Does it?
And this is Blarney Castle in
Really?
County Cork. Not far from where I was born.
Oh, how lovely.
So we've got a nice piece of Irish bog oak.
Yeah.
So that's an interesting little one. And this is the latest, in fact. So I would say it's about
right,
1880.
yes.
This is interesting. Very plain, but a lovely shape. And
Yeah,
a
very
lovely
tactile,
feel,
isn't it?
it?
Yeah.
And this is walnut. And you've got a little inlay of ebony.
Beautiful, isn't it?
Absolutely lovely, plain, affordable. An ordinary man could have
Yes,
something like this.
yes, that is
absolutely
lovely.
lovely.
I like
and I
that
can
one.
see why your father-in-law
Yes.
picked this
I like
one
that
out.
one the best, actually.
Do you?
Yeah, I do, yeah.
Well, for me, this is the treasure.
Yes.
So let's have a look at this. Round, and it flips open. I think it's a laburnum, very dense wood, and here you have a lovely decoration all over the top. And it's in tiny, tiny little brass sort of nails hammered in, and it's called piqué work. But what's so interesting is this little hinge and this unusual flap, snuff inside, and we have a date, 1832. Interestingly enough, I would say this is an English snuff box. But turning it over, IHS, the initials in Greek, or Jesus Christ, King and Redeemer.
Oh, right.
So it's a Catholic box.
Yes.
Owned by a Catholic.
Oh, right.
Something that he held safe.
Yes.
So it's a lovely piece of social history. And I think these are stunning.
Yes.
Now, Simon, 3 small objects here. 2 are quite interesting, but the real treasure, the gem, is what would appear to be laburnum and this silver piqué work. But it's a real rarity, that.
So some beautiful work on it as well, so intricate detail, and the date, it's quite an early-ish one.
Yes.
Lovely thing.
Where's your estimation?
I think as a group of 3, the sort of 200 to 300 brackets.
OK. I've got a feeling they won't even get to the sale room because Corrie is a very good buyer when she really likes something. Let's see what she puts down on the table.
50. 100. 150. 200. 220. 240.
Nope.
260.
Nope.
You're so definite, aren't you? She's got nope, 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 nope. 280.
No.
Oh, still no.
No.
£280. Very much towards the top end of the estimate.
Indeed.
What do you think about that offer?
Well, it's the upper end of what I thought. It's cash, no deductions. So I don't think that's a bad offer, really.
No. You've heard what Simon says. I feel it's a good offer, but I know Corrie. I think I can go in there and persuade her, perhaps, to give a little bit more money, but it is a fair offer.
Let's see what David has to say.
Well, Audrey, you brought some wonderful small items along. I mean, in fairness, 2 of these items are so-so. One is superb. It really is a little gem, that.
Yeah.
Now, the independent valuers are saying £200 to £300. Their money really is in here, and they're all thinking that's maybe £250 on its own.
Yes.
Where are we going to be on this, Corrie? I know you're a great buyer of something like this. Is that it, or are you going to round it up to 300 quid?
I'd like to buy these.
OK.
So shall we do it?
Yeah. 300, no commission, is a nice price. She has to make a profit, and I think you're going home with a realistic amount of money.
Right, thank you. Thank you very much. Is that the lot?
That is really the lot. You've actually pushed me to my very last penny.
OK.
300 on the table. Do we have a deal?
We do.
Thank you very much for bringing along. I'm so pleased to buy these because I've got somebody in mind who's going to love them.
I'm very happy with the 300, and I'm sure Corrie will make just a little bit of profit for herself.
We'll find out if you're right later, Audrey. But right now it's time for a duel between Karen and seller David.
You clearly bought me in a sword today, and I can see straight away it's not an antique sword, so there's clearly a purpose to it. So tell me all about it.
Well, it was for the commemoration of Prince of Wales in 1969, manufactured by Wilkinson sword, and was a limited edition of 150. And that's all I know about it.
Oh, right. So how did it come to be in your possession?
I bought it at a sale room.
Did you? How long ago was that?
Oh, about 30-odd years ago.
Oh, a long time then.
Yes. It's been in the loft since then.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And was there any sort of casing or...?
There is a case with it, a hardwood case.
Yeah? Which takes the form of what, a display case?
A proper, real display case, yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
OK. Well, it doesn't come much better than Wilkinson, does it?
No.
And then we've got the hilt here, which is mahogany and brass, isn't it? And there's also, I noticed, this lovely certificate of authenticity, which confirms that it's number 83, and like you clearly said, of 150.
Yeah.
Right, so you bought it 30 years ago. So if I ask you how much, can you possibly remember how much you paid 30 years ago?
Oh, yeah.
It bears no relation to the value
yes,
now.
I can remember, yeah.
Can you? Yeah. And how much was that?
No. I'm
No?
sorry.
No, because it honestly wouldn't make any difference anyway. It's marked on here, and it hasn't seen much action, has it?
None whatsoever.
It's clean as a whistle.
It's actually a copy of the original sword.
Yeah.
That he was knighted by the Queen.
Yeah, and of course I'm far too young to remember that, David, in 1969.
Yes, it was a big celebration.
I have to confess, I've never seen one, and if there's only 150, you could probably excuse me for that. I'll put some money out, David. I haven't got a clue what you pay, what it's worth or anything. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 100, 120, 140, 160. £160.
Like a little bit more.
Would you? I'm quite happy to put 160 quid. I may be paying too much, and that won't be the first time, David, to be quite honest. But I don't think I'm going to put any more. Would you like to reveal what you paid?
I'm not going to tell you.
You
shaken it.
What, you want to tell me after we've shaken?
That's correct.
Go on then.
£21.
Damn. Bit outside the box for me in dealing because it's not very old, but I'm quite confident in it.
We'll see if that confidence brings you a profit, Karen. Coming up, a prize filly for David.
£30.
That'll buy the hat.
Who will get their nose in front? Welcome back to Dickinson's Real Deal in Colwyn Bay. The treasures are still coming in thick and fast, so let's join Helen for a bit of sparkle with Ursula's collection. How much are you pinning your hopes on then, Ursula?
There are about 90 brooches, and I would like between 180 to 200.
I'd like to buy them around about £100, just maybe slightly over.
Well, that's not what Ursula had in mind, Helen. Who's going to back down?
Look at this bling. This is fabulous. This is your collection, Ursula?
Yes, it is.
Part of your collection or the whole collection?
Part. I had 800.
Oh, bling, bling. Absolutely stunning. How long have you been collecting, Ursula?
About 25 years.
Well, I think they're great. It makes a picture, doesn't it?
Yes. I had 8 boards and they were on the wall.
8 like this.
So when the sun shone through the window, the whole room would be all lit
up like glitter. Yes. Fantastic. Like Aladdin's cave, isn't it?
It was, yes.
Well, this is all costume jewellery.
It is.
How many have we got here?
You've got 90 on here.
Ranging from about the 1930s to about the 1960s and some even more contemporary.
Yes, yes.
Like this one. This one is, what's the name of the designer of this one?
Sarah Coventry.
I see. And that's more a contemporary design.
Yes.
I love it. That hedgehog is fabulous.
Yeah.
And there's a nice little clown here I particularly like. I think he's really nice.
Movable.
I mean, what a collection. Why are you selling it?
I've got 800. A lot of them I have sold now, and the grandchildren don't want them.
Well, I think your jewellery's lovely. Let me see those lovely earrings. They are fantastic. What about those? Anyway, let's talk money.
Yep.
How much money do you want for these brooches? Do you want a lot?
I'll wait and hear what you offer me.
How about if I offer you 20, 40... £60 for your 90 brooches?
No.
No?
No.
I thought that wasn't a bad start.
It's about 50 pence each.
Well, I know.
Worth a bit more than that.
I'm sure they are, but I've got to think if I can make something on them. How about £80? No. How about £100? There's 100 on the table for your 90 brooches, Ursula. What do you think? Here's David.
Well, Ursula, very glamorous, fashionable in a way. What's it worth? Well, the independent valuers say 120, 180, 150, 180. 90 items. So at £2 a piece, there would be £180 worth. At the moment, we're just over £1 a piece. The wee Helen has put down a fair offer, I think, but I don't think it's quite enough. And a little bird tells me that in the wee village or town of Cromarty, they just love all this decoration
Bling, bling.
to put on their bonnets or on their sporrum or wherever they want to put it.
Now, maybe I'm being a little bit mean. How about another 20? Now, there's 120. Now, that's cash on the table. What do you think, Ursula?
Another 10 and we have a deal.
If I put another tenner down, we have a deal?
We have, yes.
We have a deal?
Yep.
There's your tenner. Shake my hand. Thank you for bringing in such a nice thing.
Thank you.
But Ursula, you wanted up to £200.
I should imagine they would have only gone up to 150 in the auction, and take the 10% off and it would have been less than the 130.
Hopefully, I can either sell them as a lot and make a quick 20 quid, or it take me maybe 2 years to sell them and try and get £2 or £3 each for them.
And we'll find out later what Helen decides to do. Next up, James is hoping to gallop away with plenty of David's dosh for his Beswick horse and rider.
I bought it in auction. I hope to get between 400 and 500 for it.
Best take the reins then, James.
You brought me in a little Beswick figure. I think it's the horse is called a Lipizano, which is really from the Spanish riding school, which is based in Vienna.
Yeah.
Where people learn all these wonderful skills of being able to do all sorts of extraordinary things with a horse.
Yeah.
I mean, they jump up on all four legs, and it's a beautiful model, isn't it? So what's the story? How did it become part of your life?
Well, I went to an auction and I seen this, so I bought it. It was a nice figure, so...
You just thought, I like that?
I do, yeah. So.
And how long ago was that, James?
About 5 years ago.
I see. Beswick really hasn't held its prices so well. 5 years ago, I have a feeling you may have paid more than I'd give you for it now. I don't think they're one of those things that have increased in value a lot.
No.
It's quite perfect though, no damage. And there's the Beswick back stamp, which is a black back stamp. Not terribly old, this, is it?
Probably 40 years.
On a good day, yes. I think probably 30 or 40 years old. It's not quite an antique yet, is it?
It's not, but it's a nice figure.
Yes. No, I agree.
Very good condition.
Do you know what you want for it?
I have a fair idea, yes.
I'll get some money out, James, and see whether I can buy it from you. £10? £20? £30?
That'll buy the hat.
That'll buy the hat. £40?
No.
What do you think it's worth?
It's worth a lot more than that.
A lot more?
Yeah.
I'll have a go at £60.
No.
Nope. I'll try, because I'm sporting, another tenner. £70, and that's my offer.
All right. No.
Definitely no.
Definitely not.
I think it's enough for me.
All right.
What did you pay for it 5 years ago, James?
I think around 450.
Did you?
Yeah.
Did you? And there's my measly offer of 70.
I know.
I mean, there was a time when this sort of thing made a lot more money than it does today. I'll try a little bit harder. £90 is my offer for your Beswick figure.
No, I think we go to auction.
Go to auction, James, and I hope it makes your £300 or £400. Good luck, James.
Thank you. David's bid was very measly. Some Beswick has dropped in price, but I still think this is worth 3 to 350.
If he's right, good for him. But my opinion was that it wasn't worth as much money as that.
Well, only one of you can be right. Let's hoof it over to the sale room to find out who.
Now, you sat down with David Ford and he said, I will give you £90. You must have had a bit of a shock, mate, mustn't you?
I nearly fell off the chair.
OK, not enough money. You've got a reserve of 300. Let's see what kind of dealers and collectors are here today. It's coming up now.
Right, lot 20, ladies and gentlemen. There's the Bezic Connoisseur Lipizzaner with Rider. There we are, lovely condition as well, isn't it? And bids for me, interest for me to start at £220 a start.
Straight in at £220.
For the Bezic, at 240, 260, 280, 300 with me, at 300.
It's at £300, a bid with the auctioneer.
And bid, and it's on the market, 320 on the phone, at 320, 320, 340.
340.
340, it's on the phone now at 340. Hammers up then at 350, 350 bid.
Just in time, creeping a little bit, 350. Come on there.
At 350. On the phones it is then at 350. You're all done at 350.
Okay, £350. We have some commission deeded up from that. I make that £287. Bit of a loss.
Prices have dropped.
And prices have dropped a bit as well. On the day, are you satisfied with the 287?
Yeah, that's fine, yeah.
Real deal, 350 quid. Take away the dreaded commission, and we're down to £287. James says, I know the market's dropped a bit. I'm satisfied. That's the real deal.
Coming up. What's come over the Duke?
Welcome back to Dickinson's Real Deal.
The day's drawing to a close, so there's only enough time for a tipple of top-class cognac over on Helen's table. But it won't come cheap, will it, George?
I paid £350 for it, and if I got 700 quid in my hand, I'd be quite happy. So I hope Helen's going to be generous.
She better be if you want to double your money. Good luck.
Now, look at this glamorous bottle of
Louis XIII Cognac.
Louis XIII.
It's just a type of brandy it is, I think.
Yeah, so that's the name of it. And it's Remy Martin who made it.
Yeah.
And it's Grand Champagne Cognac.
Yeah, it's just a
the
luxury.
name of it,
a very much a
brand.
luxury one.
It certainly is luxurious looking.
Yeah, it
Now,
looks
do
it
you
too.
collect vintage wines and champagne?
Yes, I've got quite a few of them.
Do you drink them as well?
I'll pass on that one.
You're not giving much away, George,
No,
are
I'm
you?
Scottish, you see. But in the house in Scotland, I had over 700 bottles before I left.
Really?
Yep.
So
you know.
you're a bit of a connoisseur, George, are you?
Well, I'm a bit of a collector. I don't know about
I
drinking
see.
them, but I've tried.
So why are you selling this one?
Because it's got to a state that the price is going through the roof.
Really?
Yep.
I could make a guess at how much the bottle's worth, but what's in it, I'm not sure.
Well, the
Looks
contents
very,
are worth
very
more
glamorous.
than the bottle.
Have you had it a long time?
About 10 years?
And you weren't tempted to drink it in that time?
No. Even being Scottish, I couldn't afford to spend that on myself.
Wow. Well, I don't know. What am I going to offer you, George? Is it worth £100, George?
No, it's worth quite a bit more than
Quite a bit more than that.
Yeah.
How about if I put 150 down?
No.
No.
Nothing near it.
Here's David. He's going to give you some advice.
Louis XIII Remy Martin.
The best in the world.
There is only one small problem with this. You don't have the elaborate presentation case.
No, I don't. No.
But you have the contents.
Is it good, David? Is it good?
Well, I'm telling you now, if you went out to buy that at a high-quality retail today, it cost you £1,000.
Oh, my.
That's
My
what it.
heart.
That's what it would cost you. Our estimations are low as 300, as high as 600. So at the moment, Helen. Helen!
I'm trying.
Be generous, Helen.
We know you like a wee dram girl, but not at that price, you're not.
Oh. What am I going to do?
Give me a lot more money.
Look, there's 200. There's 250. What do you think about that?
I think you would have to double it anyway.
Double it? Oh, I don't know if
Anyway.
I'm going to double it.
Well, whatever.
You going to put some more money down, David?
You know, that's very, very desirable.
Very
The
desirable.
blend on that, that's as good as it can be.
There's two Scots here, David. You haven't got a hope.
I mean, you know, in the window, in that wee shop in Cromarty.
Oh, listen, he's gone, he's sent.
The way he's carrying it, I think I'll drink it myself.
I know, it's beginning to look very tempted. £300, £350. I'm getting very close to where I'm going to be on it.
I couldn't really look at that.
I'll go to £400 and that's me finished.
No, I can't touch that.
You can't let it go for
well,
that?
You've heard what it's like. Yeah.
Well, I
What's
know,
your
I'm hearing what you all say, but hey, I'm a dealer.
You're still going to make money.
I've got to find the customer.
You won't have a difficulty there because it's just not available on the market.
Really?
Yep.
450, but really, that's me.
No. Put another 50 quid down and you got yourself a deal. And that's only half of what it's worth. How about it?
Is that a good deal?
Oh, it's a cracking deal.
Is that a good deal,
The way,
David?
Helen, is he asking you for another 50 quid? Put the other 50 as quick as you can.
What is he like? So if I put another 50 quid, you'll give me this bottle for 500 quid.
If David was a good brandy drinker, I would have sold it to him.
I know. I think he's quite hankering after this. My £50 good down, you're going to sell me this bottle?
Nope. If you put it there, you're going to have the bottle.
There it is. Shake your hand. We've had some fun.
We have indeed. I agreed to £500 because Helen was being very fair. And I thought, even if she does give it away or sell it, it's going to give her a good turnover.
Everyone seems to be very enthusiastic about that particular brand of cognac. So I think it'll probably work out all right at the end.
It's about time we found out. Today, one of our dealers has made more money than all the others put together. But it certainly wasn't David. He didn't buy anything.
£100, £70.
Well, that wouldn't be enough, would it?
No. £90 is my offer.
No, I think we go to auction.
Come on, try harder, Mr. Ford. And it wasn't Helen either. Remember the Dinky toys?
£60. How's that looking for your toys?
In a word, miserable.
After finally settling on £140, she only sold them for £165. She's toiled away at selling the 90 brooches. So far, she's sold half of them and it's barely paid off. Only 45 to go. She thought she'd paid top whack for the £500 cognac, but she's yet to find a buyer. With Corrie just having one deal for the £300 snuff boxes, she was far from making the most money. She's only sold one, but at least she's in profit already. So our dealer of the day was Karen. She stood her ground with the sword.
I don't think I'm going to put any more.
And she came out smelling of roses when she sold it to a collector for £200. She thought the inkwell was a sure thing.
Clean little number, Art Nouveau, who can go wrong?
And she was right, which meant Karen made more than the other dealers put together.
Proof's in the pudding. Profit's in the pudding.
And you got your just desserts, Karen.
We've had a great day. There really has been a large crowd of people, bags of atmosphere, buying and selling. That's what I like to see all the time. Don't forget to join me, David Dickinson, next time for Dickinson's Real Deal. See you.